The biggest question that we hear at ChurchSalary sounds simple, but it's hard to answer. What should we pay pastors at our church? It's tempting to just ask around how much are pastors being paid down the road, but this isn't actually the best way to localize salary. Churches in the same town will inevitably pay their staff differently for one simple reason: their budgets are different. Let's face it, pastors get paid based on how much money is in the budget. That means the church next door or down the road isn't always your best guide for setting salaries. And yet, churches with identical budgets and attendance numbers may pay their pastors differently because it costs more to live in downtown Chicago than in rural Kansas. To account for these localization problems, our updated salary calculator now has the power to sift through millions of possible combinations to find the closest possible matches to the pastor at your church. Only ChurchSalary offers this powerful and groundbreaking localization tool for church compensation. So, how does ChurchSalary's localization tool work? Well, it's complicated, but basically, we use your church's zip code to generate a fingerprint of your community. This fingerprint is based on 4 variables: region, cost of living index, population density, and median household income. To understand better how this works, let's walk through this powerful new section. First, you'll see at the top that all of this data is comparing similar pastors serving at similar churches. Second, you'll see 5 tables. The first table is showing you a different perspective on data from the first section, the nationwide salary summary. Rather than a median, all of these numbers are averages. That means that this national average will probably be different than the median in the first section. Now, each of the 4 variables contains this same breakdown of total compensation, base salary, and housing allowance, depending on these different factors. The second table shows you average salary data for pastors serving in your region. ChurchSalary uses the Bureau of Labor Statistics regions because that's how the larger secular marketplace tracks salary. Bear in mind, though, that this is a broad snapshot and your region may include a bunch of states. The region where I live in the Midwest contains 10 different states. The third table shows you average salary data for pastors serving in a community with a similar cost of living index. As you can see from this map, population density is a crucial variable. People in the US tend to be clustered around cities, so you'll see average salary data based on population density as well as median household income in the 4th and 5th tables. Our system looks at all of these 4 variables, taking into account the nationwide data in order to find the closest possible matches in our database. It uses these to produce a localized salary recommendation for your pastor at your church. You'll see 2 localized averages right here in the middle. On the left, you'll see a localized average salary, and on the right, an average housing allowance ratio. At the bottom, you'll see a localized salary range. This range is calculated using an industry standard HR formula. Now, there's a lot of math happening here, and I know some of you want to dig into this formula. If you want to do that and learn why we use these salary spreads, visit the link below. In a nutshell, ChurchSalary is using this localized average or midpoint to calculate an adjusted salary range. If you compare these numbers with the nationwide numbers, you'll see that these localized values are similar, but not the same. At ChurchSalary, we recommend that compensation for most employees should fall between the 1st and 3rd quartiles. The minimum and maximum in this chart correspond roughly to the 10th and 90th percentile. If your pay needs to compete at the national level, we recommend that you use the numbers in your first section, the nationwide salary summary. If you want to know what you should be paying pastors at your church in your town, use this section as a guide. Every church salary report is designed to walk you through 3 basic steps: to set the range, to tune the range based on your location, and to place your employee within the range. The data in this section is designed to help you with the second step, to tune the range based on your location. To learn more about this 3-step process, watch our other video on how to use your report. Take some time to analyze how salary differs depending on these variables. Consider how that might impact salaries at your church. Perhaps population density is a big factor driving salaries in your area. Also, comparing these numbers with the nationwide data may yield some valuable insights about how your church and your location is unique. To dig deeper into any of the sections in your report, watch the rest of our how-to videos.
you.